and welcome to NTT Data Client Conversations. My name is HENRIETTA LACEY-GUTSELL. With me is KATJA FRIEDRICH. Client Conversations, it's all about hearing from our clients. How are they bringing sustainability to life? And how is NTT Data working with those clients to enable this through technology and consulting expertise? Today, we're going to hear from HENRIETTA. HENRIETTA is a Portuguese energy company using artificial intelligence technology to help protect the natural habitats in Portugal. This is a story about experimentation, innovation, and sustainability. Let's take a look at how they're bringing those together.
THERESA is the Portuguese main distribution system operator. We have around 6 million customers and we deliver them energy every day. I'm RUBEN COSTA and I work at HENRIETTA in the innovation department. We have to make sure that the grid is running with safety and reliability, and vegetation close to the power lines might be a risk factor. We saw an opportunity to install and to develop a model that could automatically, with a camera installed on that car, inspect the low voltage grid for low voltage vegetation anomalies.
So I actually got a GoPro from a colleague and strapped it to the windshield of my car and drove around to collect the first images of the incoming traffic. So it was a really, what's not to love about it? It's just awesome. The technology and the real world application and being environmentally driven. Originally, the challenge was to have the trees and have a measurement of the distance between the electric pole and the tree. But especially because the trees, the leaves are moving. And so it's really hard to get a fix on the depth of the tree. We ended up creating a series of heuristics, detecting trees, detecting electricity poles. So it was overall a hugely interesting and challenging problem that we really love to tackle. But this has a really special place in my heart. It's very close to sustainability. So I think it's just a beautiful opportunity to help make the world a better place.
We really liked the solution. We liked the development of the solution. We believe that with the right evolution, one solution of this kind could be spread across the entire grid.
And I'd like now to introduce two of the stars of that video to our conversation. Firstly, RUBEN COSTA from HENRIETTA. Welcome, RUBEN.
Thank you for the invitation.
And also to José Varela from NTT Data Portugal.
Hi, welcome.
I'd like to just ask you about the GoPro camera. I think that at one point you used this to collect the data, and in fact it was this camera that we saw the footage of in the case study video there. Can you tell us a bit more about how you brought this camera in?
We were trying different devices, and eventually we stumbled upon the action cameras, which makes a lot of sense because of image stabilization and so on. And they ended up working. They were the very first images that we actually ended up labeling were collected with the GoPro camera.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what innovation means for the company and why it's important?
Innovation for HENRIETTA is strategic. So in order to be able to accommodate new services, to connect new sources of renewable energy, to have microgrids, we have to invest and we have to develop these innovation efforts so that we could be the enable, distribution system operator, could be the enable of this new energy transition and new energy context.
Is it something that people are drawn to work for a company that is experimenting and working in innovation?
So, of course, people are always motivated in working for great projects, but it feels really close to the heart, and it's really motivating when you know that your work is actually having a positive impact in the society.
That's wonderful, thank you. I would like to introduce you to one of our data experts and artificial intelligence experts over in Dallas, Texas. It's THERESA KUSHNER.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
THERESA is our Data and Analytics Practice Lead and a member of the Artificial Intelligence Global Centre of Excellence for NTT Data. Is there some maybe perspectives that you can bring as to how artificial intelligence addresses the needs of more sustainable business?
I think artificial intelligence is going to be involved in nearly everything we do going forward. whether it's sustainability of the business itself from an operations perspective or sustainability of the world that we live in. I think that Jose's project and Ruben's project is so incredible because it sort of lays the groundwork for us to take that to other kinds of experiments in the field. For example, can be applied to agriculture, can be applied to oil pipelines, can be applied to oceanography and what we're doing with our oceans and where shorelines are receding. So the sustainability part is our willingness to keep an open mindset and to continue to do experimentation.
Theresa, how important do you think that is, that especially when you are innovating and experimenting, that everybody gets involved in the project?
People are going to have to use the applications ultimately. So the more you can explain, explainable AI, the better off you are, that people will understand what it is you're trying to do. They understand where the data came from. I think it's really important that your customers see that kind of action, and how we bring it together makes a big difference for the customer.
Well, I'm delighted to say we've got some questions that are through. So, KATJA, what's one of the questions, please?
How you are planning to scale up the initiative? Can you use drones to cover larger areas? Thanks.
So can you use drones to implement this project, and how scalable is it? And I think maybe Ruben, you're best placed to answer this one.
Okay, yes. Actually, we are studying and trying to implement drones, but in a different context, in the context of high and medium voltage grids. Regarding the rollout or the full-scale implementation of this solution, right now we are still analyzing internally how can we move from this proof of concept to another phase or second phase or something, in order to prove that those new functionalities or new methodologies can improve the accuracy of the project and of the solution itself. So after that we will reevaluate, but right now we are still studying how to implement or how to go for a second phase of this project.
Sustainability from our point of view is one of the core values of NTT Data, so it's really important for us to participate in projects where we make the world a better place, because it's just so aligned with the core values of our local team and the whole NTT Data company. There's actually 145,000 kilometers of low voltage cables here in Portugal, the low voltage grid. So being able to do this assessment from the back office instead of having cars drive all this distance, it's really a huge carbon impact that is being saved.
I'd like to thank you so much to THERESA KUSHNER, Jose Varela, but to Ruben Costa for all of your time and support, and the contribution of IGRAS for today's session. Thank you so much. I'd also like to thank KATJA for helping us with all of our questions. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.